Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So if you clicked on this video, you are among all of us. We're AMC fans. We like the stock. But what are the important updates that we need to know, especially for AMC going in the future? Now, if you think about it, just in the previous few months, AMC has lost over 80% of its valuation. So where it sits as a company right now, especially with dilution, really shredding the loyalty of its shareholders, it's in an interesting point. And is it in that buy the dip situation? And is there an opportunity here to capitalize on these extreme low record prices? Or is this a company that's going to be going into bankruptcy? That's the speculative play here that we really need to try to analyze and dig deep and take a look at what is going on behind the scenes. Now, we have some important metrics that have been released, a great article that I want to cover, especially talking about some manipulation that could be happening with an AMC stock. Now, this is just suggestion. Of course, this is not exactly what we know is happening. There's a lot of things that we can't see. That's the unfortunate manner of things, but we got to take the information that we can find, try to make some sense of it, and make some decisions. Now, of course, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just doing research like you guys, sharing it with the world and talking together. I like to have this big discussion group. So let's talk about it in the comments and get into the video, and here we go. Now, AMC, $7.59 right now. We see some consolidation around the $7 to $8 point, resistance at that $8. Now, considering AMC has fallen, we have some important metrics to discuss. And what I really want to discuss going into the beginning here, we're talking about this, especially as Adam Aaron is really trying to highlight and gain attention of the meme stock investors. Interesting to see here, especially as they're not that happy right now. Remember, we had that 1-for-10 reverse stock split, severe dilution into AMC common stock with the APE units that were converted into common stock, and AMC said, hey, we're going to sell 40 million shares. Now, with that being said, they did have to raise, of course, that $325 million to try to get out of bankruptcy. I understand that they're in a pinch there. However, the people that did suffer were the shareholders, you guys. Now, talking about AMC, what we do have here, interesting article from the street talking about the failure to deliver have reached nearly 70% of August's trading volume. Now, this is a significant high percentage of failure to delivers and really does raise some significant questions. Failure to delivers, they totaled more than 264 million. Big number there. That really did equate to about 70%. Now, the question is, what are failure to delivers? Now, there are many different reasons on why a failure to deliver can happen. You can have problems at the clearing house, problems with settlement, problems from the traders, not being able to basically fulfill the obligations of the trade. But basically, this happens in general is when a trader is really unable to fulfill to deliver those shares and they have sold short within the established time frame. Now, this can result from naked short selling. We talked about this with AMC. Now, this happens when basically short sellers are selling shares that they don't even own or can't borrow. Now, tell me, that is a very manipulative type of technique. Basically, they are creating synthetic short sales, and this is beating down the stock. We've seen this with AMC in the past. In 2021, when AMC really, everybody talking about the short squeeze, had that large fluctuation, naked short selling was a culprit of that. Now, other reasons that you can have are liquidity problems. This is when actually no shares are available for borrowing in the market. You can have failure to delivers that occur. Market manipulations, they can be exploited, and this can actually manipulate share prices. If you think about that, you're trying to trade on AMC, those shares are not being delivered. Now the stock price is not really a true representation of what the intent of the traders is. And we can have system failures. Now, these are operation failures, basically like in the clearinghouse settlement systems that can lead to failure to delivers. Now, concerns do arise when those failure to delivers are at very high percentages, which is like what we're seeing with AMC and its potential for a price manipulation. Now, they really suggest in between the end of line here is that basically a high rate of failure to delivers, they may not necessarily be 100% indicative of trouble, but they should warrant further investigation on why these are so high and specifically not fulfilling the needs of the traders. Now, one exponential need here that the street really does highlight is extreme volatility, and we've had that with AMC. If we especially look at the volatility that we have had, losing over 78.23% of its trading price and price slippage here in just a monthly time frame. Now, however, AMC does have price targets targets at about $18 right now, which is about 140% up from where it is. So bottom line here, does AMC have the ability to get back to these price targets? And what we've seen fair valuation right now from analysts is $49 actually at price targets. Now, with that being said, they are not considering things are happening fundamentally within the business. So we're looking right now at resistant levels at about 850 and 1364. But getting back to these failure to delivers, why are we seeing such high metrics, especially with the amount of time and trading that has occurred with AMC? Now, talking about the volatility, especially with that, I think that can be a subject to why we're seeing these high failure to delivers. However, with this being said, in this very high rate, this does lead us at a very speculative play. So expect possibly AMC here to make some volatile changes, or we could see some consolidation at about this $7 mark. Next piece I want to get into the news here is Adam Aron is really teasing the Ape Ale for movie theaters. Now, what we're talking about here, the CEO is actually going on Twitter, now known as X, basically saying that he has posted up to his 300,000 followers, putting different types of polls on new types of beverages that they want to sell. And the CEO is pitching the name The Great Ape Ale to his followers, and currently 60.2% have voted in favor of that name, with 11.5% wanting a different name and 28.3% against it. Now, he's really targeting and reaching out the meme investors for AMC stock. And right now, the meme investors are not the happiest with the decisions that AMC has made. I think that is a general conclusion that we can make on the actual emotional side of AMC meme investors. And talking about that because they have been beaten down over and over and over again over the previous few months. So I don't know if necessarily, I think in my idea here, that voting on these different drinks is really right now what the shareholders want to see. The shareholders want to see what the $325 million that was raised in cash that really caused a significant drop in the cost of the shareholders in the actual valuation of the stock. They want to see big business moves being made from that, good revenue metrics being taken out, good debt repayments, trying to avoid that bankruptcy, lease obligations being fulfilled, things like that to help with AMC coming up here in the near future. Personally, I don't really care right now about what kind of Ape Ale is being voted on in terms of AMC theaters. I'm really hoping on what kind of revenue metrics this box office is going to make here in 2023. Now, talking about that, we have had some big movies. We've had the Barbie movie, we've had Oppenheimer, and we've had, of course, the Taylor Swift movie that's going to be coming out here in less than a month, October 13th. Expecting some big sales from there, and that's going to be occurring, especially since we've had record pre-sale ticket metrics. Now, that's all that I have for you guys. Take care. Let me know, what do you think about AMC stock? And especially, what's your opinion on these failure to delivers? Do you think this is something that's manipulation? Or do you think it's because volatility has been so high? I want to hear your thoughts. I'll catch you guys later, and take care.